Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim and Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to all the viewers. And in this program, The Islamic Awakening, we are still continuing the episode with regard to the power of dua. So Qari Imran Khan is giving us very valuable knowledge on the power of dua and how to make dua and the etiquettes of dua and the timings of dua and all that. So please continue. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakumullah khair. Yes, we were talking before the break regarding the etiquettes of dua and the time which the dua is accepted. We mentioned that sajda is the most acceptable time and where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala definitely listens to his, servants. And also we have to understand that there is a time during the night where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala descends from the seventh heaven to the first heaven, where He in fact asks the angels, is there anybody who is calling out for me? And unfortunately many of us are sleeping at that time, so it is highly recommended that we try to make it a habit where we can wake up for Salatul Tahajjud, not just in Ramadan for Qiyam, but we should try our best to make it a habit almost every day or at least a couple of times during the week, because Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, in his entire life, where he has already been certified or granted the knowledge that he'll be given Jannah, even then he was still doing. And his people around him, companions, the wife, daughter, everybody used to ask, Ya Rasulullah, you have already been granted Jannah, so why are you continuing to worship and to make ibadah so hard? And look at the beautiful answer he gives. أَفَلَا أَكُونَ عَبْدًا شَكُورًا. Am I not supposed to be a very humble and a thankful servant to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? With that, we come to the point where whatever we have, and we don't complain to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we should have the habit of thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala more so than complaining.
لَإِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ. So even,
definitely, exactly.
The more we thank Allah, Allah will grant us more and more.
Exactly. And the other important thing is, when we also make dua, we have to realize that perhaps we are asking for something greater, but before we do that, let us look at someone who is lower to us. Okay, perhaps we can take a very simple example that a person thinks of getting a brand new shoes. Immediately he can't afford it, but he's thinking, oh Allah, please give me a chance where I can get really nice shoes. But all of a sudden he sees somebody walking past him and he's walking with a stick and he has only one leg. So immediately he says, you know what, Alhamdulillah, I still have shoes and I have two legs that I can walk. This poor fellow, he doesn't have a leg, so I should thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That increases your iman. It doesn't mean that we should stop making dua, but at least the kayfiyah, the state of mind, will shift from always, demanding. The demand should not be there, but the request should be there. The humbleness should be there. Humility should be there. The next thing that I want to touch upon is our deeds are going to stop when we die or when we depart this dunya, except for three things. Number one, the knowledge that will be benefited, or where people can benefit from that knowledge that you have given continuously. Then we have sadaqah jariyah, which is continuous charity. So perhaps you have given some money towards the welfare of a school, welfare towards some orphanage, towards some college, or funded somebody's education, whatever it may be. That is a continuous charity that you will be benefited even after you pass away.
Like building a mosque, for example?
No doubt, definitely. And back in those days, building a well was very important. Here, probably we can fund villages with water or something along those lines. And finally, we have salih children. To have children where you initiate the proper tarbiyah, and when you depart, they make dua for you in your absence. So that's a very good thing. I also want to say that the dua in the absence of somebody, especially of someone you know. So the dua of a slave in his absence is also immediately answered. So you make dua, oh Allah, such and such person is ill, please give him shifa. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves that very much. Why? Because you are sacrificing yourself and you are asking dua for him. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the same for him. And the angels, they respond and answer, Ameen, may the same be for you.
On the same token, I think it's not advisable to make dua for ill, wishing ill to anybody, bad to anybody.
Definitely, definitely. Yes, we should always, it so happens many a times that anything bad that happens to us, we immediately switch to the mode of cursing. So much so that we may mouth off some bad words even. So instead of that, how was the character of Prophet Muhammad in Taif?
In Taif, for example.
Exactly. He was bleeding, he was
stoned,
hurt,
yeah.
he was stoned, he was helpless. And then Jibreel alayhi salam comes down because he is quite, upset and angry about the situation. And he says, Ya Rasulullah, just give me the order and I'll take these two mountains and crush Taif just like that.
And onto them.
Exactly.
Right? But what did the reply? Yeah.
And the reply was super amazing that we see the testimony today. And the reply was, it's okay, they are ignorant, they don't know. Perchance the next progeny that will come after them may understand the beauty of Islam. And today if you go to Taif, which is a little further away from Mecca, you can hear from one corner, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Another corner, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. These are the fruits, the result of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ being kind and wishing well for those people. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. And
so the character of forgiving and mercy.
Yes, definitely, definitely. That's a very important thing. The dua of a mazloom is also very important. You see, we should always be careful that anything and everything that we do normally has two main things. One is huququllah, the rights of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The next is huququl ibad. So huququllah is between you and your Rabb. So you can always seek forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directly. But huququl ibad, if you have a contact with anybody, you have to understand that you should emanate perfect example and goodness, nothing else. If there's something between each other, then perhaps that person, if he says that I don't like the way he talked to me, that means he's hurt. Now until and unless you go and apologize or he forgives you, until that time, even on Yawm al-Qiyamah, you cannot step forward. So it's a very, very risky and dangerous situation. So we have to teach our younger generation that try to adapt a methodology where they can think about doing good and forgiving others.
Imran Khan, also, who are the people whose prayers, duas will be accepted, like the traveler and the weak, oppressed, and could you touch on that?
Sure. We have the three main or four people in some of the riwayat. The first one is the person who is sick. The second person is the one who is fasting. Okay, الشخص الذي يصوم. The third one is the person who is traveling, musafir, mazloom. Okay, and
the oppressed, you mean?
The oppressed, exactly. The word oppression in Arabic is known as ظلم. ظلم يظلم.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are helpless. Somebody stronger than you, or somebody who just takes something away from you, your haqq, for no reason. You're helpless. You don't know what to do. But if you just make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that, oh Allah, please help me. And we are again taught in every situation. You see, Islam is the best religion in the world. Best religion that we can ever imagine. That you face with any musibah, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala teaches us directly from the Quran. الَّذِينَ إِذَا أَصَابَتْهُمْ مُصِيبَةٌ قَالُوا إِنَّا لِلَّهِ وَإِنَّا إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ. We should say that verily everything belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and indeed we are going to return to Him.
Talking about beauty of Islam, when we make dua, unlike in other religions perhaps, we don't have to have a mediator. We can go direct to Allah. So we don't have to tell somebody to go and please do that. We can always make dua directly.
Definitely.
But of course we can ask others to make dua for us also. Please touch on that one.
Yes, most definitely. Very true. We can always make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala whenever we want, but as mentioned, it's preferable that we try to follow the etiquettes and the times that are designated. where the dua will be accepted much more. Also, as you mentioned, that we don't need any medium. All you have to do is just talk to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directly, and especially when you are in the state of sajda, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very close. At the deep night, there's nobody, you just talk to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, start praising Allah, send the salutations, and then you start mentioning other people. Mention about the goodness and the health and the protection of your family, about your village, about the people of your city. Talk about the situation around that country, and in general about all the Muslims, and then the humanity at large, and last and final, then you come towards yourself. So then that's a very nice thing.
Talking about the etiquettes of dua, just to take a very layman example, when we write a letter to somebody, we give the salutations and try to write polite words. So when we make dua also, we have to think of the real
exactly,
beautiful
real
words.
implications, no doubt about that. It's very important that we follow those etiquettes. And
also like saying salawat at the beginning, at the end.
Yes.
It concludes, and it is
most definitely.
Yeah.
You see, the best dua that has been taught to us from the Quran and from the Hadith, that Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, the best dua from the Quran is رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. رَبَّنَا, O our Lord, آتِنَا, give us, فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً, in the world, goodness. So Allah, O Allah, give us goodness in this world, وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً, and also in the hereafter. Normally what happens is, many people say, oh Allah, please make me rich, please give me this, give me that, but they only limit it to this dunya.
Yes.
But see, this dua is teaching us a very important lesson. رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً.
Also, we should make a habit of making dua for dunya and akhirah together. Some people may make dua only for akhirah also, but we are taught to say dua for both worlds.
Definitely, yes. Definitely. That's why I'm saying this is the best example. رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً. Another dua, but before I come to that, the last part of this dua, وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ, and may Allah protect us from the hellfire. That's what it ends with. The next dua, which is also very important, is اللهم إنا نسألك من خير ما سألك منه نبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم ونستعاذك منه نبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم ونعوذ بك من الشر ما استعاذك.
Okay, with this we will conclude this episode, and thank you very much for this information and knowledge that you have given to us, and may Allah bless you for all the knowledge you have given us.
It has been a pleasure.
Inshallah, we will come back with another episode of this program, Islamic Awakening. For the time being, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.